Hello everyone, welcome. Let's start in a nice, easy sitting position. You can sit with the legs crossed or any other position that feels comfortable for you where you can sit up nice and tall. If sitting flat on your mat is not comfortable, you find that your spine is rounding and you aren't able to sit up on the sit bone, sometimes getting a pillow or two or a block to sit on top can be very helpful to find that nice long spine. So feel free to do that at any point. And we'll take a few deep breaths here. And you feel free to keep your eyes open. So you're really waking up and taking in your surroundings. And just allow the breath to come in and out through the nose. Think of expanding the rib cage in all directions, expanding out through the belly, down into the pelvis, also into the back body, lower back, middle back, upper back. So the entire torso is fully expanding and fully contracting. And we'll just take about 2 more of these breaths. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Last time, deep breath in. And deep breath out. Nice. From here, let's bring the hands to the thighs or the knees, wherever is comfortable for you. And we'll just take a few rib cage circles. So as we inhale, let's pull the rib cage forward, round to the right. Exhale as we pull the rib cage back, rounding through the spine, hollowing out through the belly, and over to the left. And again, we inhale, rib cage comes forward, to the right. Exhale as we pull back, and to the left. And again, inhale, pulling forward, to the right. Exhale back, and to the left. Inhale forward. From here, let's switch directions to the left. Exhale, pulling back, rounding through the spine, and to the right. Inhale forward, and around. Exhale, pulling back, and to the right. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Last time. Inhale, pulling forward, and to the left. Exhale, rounding back, and to the right. From here, let's sit up nice and tall through the spine. And we're going to plant the right hand beside you on the floor. So about 1 foot to 1.5 feet away from your right hip. You're going to inhale the left arm up and over, coming to a true side bend, making sure both shoulders are facing front, head is facing front, nose is facing front, and just allowing yourself to reach over to the side, not dumping all your weight into that right hand, making sure that you're connected in your core, you're supporting the spine, and the left sit bone is grounding. From here, let's inhale up to center and over to the left. So same thing, left hand grounds. The right arm reaches up and over, reaching. Right sit bone stays connected to the mat, breathing into the right side. Inhale, center, and over to the right. Inhale, center, and over to the left. From here, we inhale, center, lowering both arms. Let's inhale, circle both arms high, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, twisting to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand behind you, looking back over that right shoulder. Long spine, crown of the head, reaching up to the ceiling, really opening the chest to the side. I like to think of pulling my right shoulder blade back in towards my spine as my left shoulder reaches away from the spine, deepening that twist, keeping your breath steady, easy, full full inhale, full exhale, expanding in all directions as you breathe. 3, 2, 1. From here, inhale the right arm up and over, keeping the left hand where it is on that right knee. Right hand comes to the left knee, so we're crossing in the front, and we roll forward, chin to chest. Hollowing out through the belly and chest, and really breathing into that upper back body space, that space right between the shoulder blades. Steady breath. 3, 2, 1. Gently release, rolling up through the spine. From here, let's interlock the fingers behind the back, reaching the knuckles down and away from you. Think of opening up through the chest, maybe lifting the chest and the gaze slightly. And what we want here is to feel that we're sitting on our sit bones and we're lifting up through the chest, opening through the front body. For 3, for 2, and 1, and gently release. From here, planting the hands behind you on the floor, fingertips facing the hips or fingertips facing outward, just to give the shoulders a little more space. Find what's comfortable. We plant the feet hip distance apart. From here, take a deep inhale. Exhale, gently press the hips up towards the ceiling. Gaze looks up towards the ceiling as well. Press the floor away with the hands and the feet, keeping the knees hip distance apart, noticing if they tend to want to roll in or roll out. For 3, steady breath. 2, and gently release. Shaking the legs out, and let's cross the other leg in front. From here, we do the whole thing over again. So planting the left hand now on the mat. Inhale, right arm up and over, coming to our side bend, keeping the shoulders facing front, head facing front. We reach up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the right, keeping both sit bones grounded. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the left. Last time. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center, both arms down. Inhale, circle, both arms high, long spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you on your mat. And again, feeling those sit bones underneath you. So you're sitting up nice and tall. We're not rounding back. And again, sitting up on a pillow or a block or a couple pillows or a blanket, whatever you have. Or maybe even doing this on a chair so that you can really find your long spine. So you're looking back over that left shoulder, gently pulling the left shoulder blade in towards the spine, right shoulder blade away from the spine. Breathing steadily here for 3, for 2, and 1. From here, keeping the right hand where it is, inhale, left arm up and over to the right knee, rounding center, chin to chest. And breathing into the upper back. Steady breath. 3, 2, and 1. Gently release the hands, rolling up through the spine. From here, let's interlock the fingers behind the back, reaching the knuckles down and away from you. Think of opening up through the chest, maybe lifting the chest and the gaze slightly. And what we want here is to feel that we're sitting on our sit bones and we're lifting up through the chest, opening through the front body. For 3, for 2, and 1, and gently release. Plant the hands behind you on the mat. Plant the feet hip distance apart. You take a deep inhale. Exhale, press the hips up. Gaze is up to the ceiling as well. You want to think of reaching the tailbone towards the front edge of your mat or towards the toes as opposed to straight down to the floor. So you're lengthening the lower back. And when you're ready, gently lower down. Shake the legs out. And we'll make our way onto our hands and knees. So our hands are directly under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we set up for our cat and cow. Inhale, let the belly drop, open the chest forward, gaze is forward and up, pressing the floor away. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest, look towards the belly button. Now the next time you do this, I want you to think of moving from the pelvis first. So pelvis tips up first, and then allowing the rest of the spine to respond, rippling through the spine. Chest reaches forward, then the head looks forward and up. Exhale, tailbone tucks under, we round, hollowing out through the chest, pressing the floor away, separating the space between the shoulder blades, chin to chest. Inhale, tailbone points up, allowing the rest of the spine to respond. Chest reaches forward, gaze is forward and up. Exhale to round, tailbone points under first, and then the rest of the spine responds, and we press the floor away with the hands, chin to chest. Last set. Inhale, tailbone points up, we roll through the spine, looking forward and up. Exhale, tailbone points under first, we round, press the floor away. Now taking a few moments to move in any direction that feels good for you. So moving the rib cage in circles, circling the head, circling the hips, pulling the hips back to the heels, maybe bending the elbows, dipping the chest down to your mat. Really just kind of moving in any way that feels good for you for a few moments. I like to also really kind of get into the shoulder blades, moving the shoulders in all different directions. Nice, a few more moments of this, really just exploring what feels good. And then coming back to our tabletop position. From here, let's walk the knees back just a little bit so that we're in a low plank. So you want to shift the hips forward so that we're in one straight line from the head down through to the knees. From here, I want you to think of pointing the tailbone up to the ceiling and pulling back so that we're in an arch position, reaching the chest forward, pulling back. And eventually the spine is going to round as we reach to almost a child's pose position. From this rounded place, keeping the chin tucked, looking towards the belly button, I want you to round and pull forward. And as you pull forward, you'll notice that the spine kind of naturally wants to uncurl and come back to a neutral place. Good, so that we're back in our low plank position. Then we have the tailbone point up, chest reaches forward, and we pull back, rounding at the bottom. And then we keep that rounded position and pull forward and allow the spine to kind of unfurl as we come back to our low plank. Just doing this a few more times. Tailbone points up, chest reaches forward, we pull back. Nice. And then we round forward, making sure the breath is nice and easy. And then again, tailbone points up and we roll back. And then we round forward. Nice. From here, let's curl the toes under. Send the hips up and back for our downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart, hands are shoulder distance apart. Allow one knee to bend, allow the other knee to bend, shifting your weight side to side. From here, let's inhale, pull forward to your low plank, allowing the knees to come down to the mat. And I want you to slowly lower straight down to the mat, belly to the mat. And we inhale. Lift the chest up off the mat. Tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. Hands stay under the shoulders. And I want you to think of lifting from the abdominals. So the abdominals are lifting you. Exhale, gently lower down. And then press up and back to your downward dog position. Now, if at any point you realize that lowering to the mat is a bit of a challenge and it feels like the strength isn't quite there yet, I want you to pull back and practice doing push-ups on the wall where we have a lot less weight and doing 10, 12, 15 maybe, and really building that strength, and then transitioning to maybe onto a chair where you're more horizontal so that you have a little more weight, and then transitioning to something lower, and then eventually coming down to the floor with the knees down, and then eventually with the knees up. I actually have a class, and I'll link it above, on shoulder strength and strength of the upper body, so check that out. So moving on, from here, let's inhale the right leg high, reach the right leg away from you, and step the right foot forward into a low lunge. You can always use your right hand to help step that foot forward, lowering the left knee. Inhale, circle the arms high, palms facing each other, and we'll take 5 breaths here. Steady breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh and reach the right arm back, opening the chest to the right, looking back at the right thumb. You want to make sure that the hips maintain square to the front, so only twisting as far as you can kind of keep the hips still, and use that as your anchor point for the twist. Staying with your breath. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release both hands down to the mat. Step back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Reaching that leg away from you. Hips stay square so that left hip isn't hiking up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Lower the right knee down. The legs are hip distance apart. Inhale, circle the arms high, palms facing each other. Really reaching up towards the ceiling. You're engaging and being supported by those low abdominals. The inner thighs are engaging. The arms are reaching up, and we're breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Exhale, reaching the left arm back, opening the chest to the side, looking back to the left thumb, as long as it's okay for the neck. Really pressing the floor away, keeping pelvis still, inner thighs engaged. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hands down to the mat, step back, downward dog. Inhale, pull forward to plank. Again, feel free to lower the knees to the mat and really control all the way down to the floor. That very last moment where you're an inch away from the floor, control even there. Belly to the mat, uncurl the toes, tops of the feet gently pressing into your mat. Tailbone reaching back towards the heels, so we have a length happening in the lower back, engagement in the low belly. Let's inhale, peel the chest up off the mat, baby cobra. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Exhale, lower down, and press up and back to your downward facing dog. From here, let's walk the feet to the hands. Feet are hip distance apart. Gentle bend in the knees and just hang over the legs for a moment. Feel free to shake the head yes, shake the head no, or gently sway side to side. And slowly roll up, nice and slow. Head is the last thing to come up. And we'll bring the feet together. And we'll lift the right foot up to tree, so placing the right foot on the inner left leg, wherever is most comfortable for you, and bring the hands to heart center. And I want you to find a single point to focus on in front of you. And keep the breath nice and steady. So you have your drishti, your focal point. You have your breath, finding balance. And if you need to, you can always hold on to a wall or a chair for some added support. Nice long spine, and gently release, and we'll switch sides, lifting the left foot up to your tree, placing the foot anywhere on the inner right leg, hands to heart center. Maybe you're holding on to a chair or a wall for support. There is no right or wrong. Instead, I like to think of what's useful. If you need that support, you use that support. And we breathe. Long spine, crown of the head reaching up to the ceiling, shoulders relax down away from the ears. A nice sense of ease throughout the body. And we gently release. Again, bringing the feet together, big toes touching. Let's inhale, circle the arms high, palms facing each other, and sit back into your chair. So pulling the weight back towards the heels. Imagining that you're actually going to sit on a chair, but instead of sitting, you're kind of hovering. So we have that engagement in the legs. Arms are reaching forward and up. Neck is nice and long, in line with the rest of the spine. The spine is long. Tailbone is not pointing straight back. Instead, think of it pointing kind of down a little bit, so that we have engagement in the low belly, length in the low back, and a little space between the low belly and the top of the thigh. Nice. And let's slowly release. Standing up, and we'll keep the arms where they are, reaching up, and step the right foot back into your warrior one. Right toes are slightly turned out. Front knee, left knee is bent over the left ankle, and both hips are facing forward. So if you find that right hip, you feel like you kind of need to force it forward so that it is square, as opposed to it feeling kind of easy, maybe you need to either play around with stepping that back foot in a little bit, or stepping the back foot out to the right, or maybe in to the left a little bit, or adjusting how much those back toes are turned out. So maybe they need to be turned out a little bit less, so you can really be comfortable with the hips square to the front. Finding, again, that sense of ease. And from here, we open into our warrior two. Left fingertips forward, right fingertips back, adjusting that back foot if you need to, so that, again, you're nice and comfortable. Staying with the breath. Reaching through fingertips in both directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the hands to the hips and step the right foot in to meet the left. Inhale, circle the arms high, big toes touching, feet together. Exhale, sit back into your chair, pulling the weight back into the heels once again. Taking your breath, reaching up through the fingertips, lengthening through the spine. Gently squeezing the inner thighs. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the knees, keep the arms where they are, and step the left foot back into your warrior two. Arms reaching up, front knee bent over front ankle, back toes slightly turned out, and remember the hips are comfortably square to the front. So adjusting your legs so that you can really feel at ease, and not feeling like you need to have this deep warrior one, because that's what you see people on Instagram or YouTube or wherever, pictures that you might have seen, that's what they're doing. Really trusting that if you place your body where it is comfortable, where there isn't any big set of strain or tension, that it will open up with ease, and eventually maybe that back leg will be able to be a little further back and your warrior one will be a little bit deeper. So just trusting the process and working with the body with a sense of ease, not force or ideas of what should or shouldn't be. And from here, let's open into our warrior two. Right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. So now the hips and shoulders are facing the side. Adjusting your back leg if you need to so that you have a wider base. And finding your breath. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, let's windmill the hands down to your mat. Step back to your downward dog. And we'll do our last little gentle vinyasa here. So we inhale, pull forward to your plank, lower the knees. Control, bend the elbows all the way down to the mat. One piece. Inhale, lift the chest, tops of the feet pressing into your mat. Think of the abdominals lifting you, low back stays lengthened, tailbone pointing towards the heels, neutral pelvis. Exhale, we lower down, press up and back to your downward dog. Breathing here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down and make your way to a comfortable position on your back. We're going to hug the knees into your chest, open the arms wide, palms facing up to the ceiling. Let the knees fall to the right, head looks to the left. A nice, gentle, reclined twist. Staying with your breath, in and out through the nose. Nice, let's inhale to center, exhale over to the other side, knees fall to the left, head looks to the right. Inhale back to center, and let's place the soles of the feet together, knees open on the mat. You can bring the arms a little lower down so that there's about a foot or two between your torso and your arm. Just allow yourself to settle here for a moment. And then transitioning to your Savasana, extending the legs, allowing the right leg to reach towards the right edge of your mat, left leg towards the left edge. Find a comfortable place for the arms and the back of the head to rest. And if laying flat on your back is really not comfortable for you in this moment, then really find a position where you can relax. So this is your final resting pose. Take a few moments to quiet the breath, find a sense of ease through the body, center the mind, as we prepare to start our day. I'd like to thank you for sharing your practice, sharing your energy with me today, this morning. Have a great day. One love. Namaste.